How can an MBA program reject you if you have the perfect GMAT score and you've been promoted 3 times in 4 years? On paper, you're exactly what top MBA programs say they want. So why did you just get rejected? Here's the brutal truth. Your essay killed your application. And the worst part, you probably made one of 3 mistakes that everyone makes. Mistakes that are completely invisible to you, but glaringly obvious to the admissions committee. Today, I'm breaking down those 3 fatal errors and showing you exactly how to fix them. Because your stats might get you to the table, but your essay, that's what gets you the seat. Let's dive in. Your MBA essay is your one shot to talk directly to the admissions committee. It's how you transform from stats on a page, like GMAT, GPA, work history, into a real person they feel they know. It's your chance to give context to your application and show them who you actually are. The biggest mistakes aren't typos. They're big picture strategic errors that signal you don't understand what top programs are looking for. Or worse, that you haven't done the self-reflection required to get in. The good news? These mistakes are completely avoidable. By the end of this video, you'll know how to turn your essay from a source of anxiety into your single biggest competitive advantage. We're covering the 3 most damaging mistakes: writing the what without the so what, the generic why our school answer, and hiding your real story. Let's start with the one that sinks more applications than anything else. The most common mistake is writing an essay that just reads like your resume in paragraph form. The AdCom already has your resume. Know you led a project or managed a team. Repeating those facts is redundant, and it wastes the most valuable real estate in your entire application. They aren't looking for a list of your wins. They want to see meaning. They want to understand your character, how you think under pressure, and how you create impact. This is where show, don't tell becomes critical. The STAR method is a great starting point: situation, task, action, and result. But here's the secret. Add an extra R for reflection. What did you learn? How did it change or reshape your goals? This is the so what that your resume can't explain. Here's a bad example, a resume style type response. As a project manager, I led a cross-functional team of 5 to launch a new software feature, which increased user engagement by 15%. This is all what you did. It's sterile and ultimately forgettable. A better example using the STAR method is, when my project stalled due to team friction, I realized my true role wasn't just project manager, it was translator. By creating a shared dashboard that tied our work to common goals, I helped the team re-engage, and we ultimately boosted engagement by 15%. That taught me that real leadership isn't about driving results, it's about empowering people with the shared why, a lesson I want to bring to your collaborative community. You see the difference? The second version shows leadership, problem solving, and self-awareness, exactly what AdComs are hunting for. Now, if you're realizing your essay might be making this mistake, don't panic. The next 2 are just as common and just as fixable. Let's keep going. The next red flag is the generic why this school essay. If you can swap out one school's name for another and the essay still works, it's too generic. And trust me, the AdCom can tell. This happens when applicants do surface level research and name drop famous professors or clubs without any real connection. Writing, I'm excited to learn from Professor Smith's expertise in finance and join the entrepreneurship club isn't enough. It's the bare minimum, and at top programs, the bare minimum gets you rejected. A great essay shows a deep personal connection. You need to prove that this specific program is the only one that can bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to go. Here's how. Get specific. Don't just name a professor, mention a specific paper they wrote or a podcast interview they gave that connects directly to your goals. Don't just name a club. Talk to a current student on LinkedIn about a specific event they ran and reference that conversation in your essay. And draw a straight line. Clearly connect the school's unique resources to your specific long-term goals. For example, my goal is to launch a VC fund for sustainable agriculture. Stanford's dual MS in Environment and Resources is essential for building the technical expertise I need. And the Center for Entrepreneurial Studies provides the exact framework to turn that vision into reality. Show that you'll give back. The AdCom is asking, how will this person represent our brand? Show them you'll enhance the school's reputation as a student and as an alum. Talk about how your unique experiences will add to classroom discussions or how you plan to contribute to the community. All right, we've covered 2 massive mistakes, but the last one, it's the most painful because it's rooted in fear. Let me explain. This mistake comes from a fear of being imperfect. It's writing what you think the committee wants to hear instead of telling your real story. Applicants try to project a flawless image, polished, professional essays with 0 personality. They hide their struggles and end up sounding robotic and forgettable. Here's the truth. Your application won't stand out because you're perfect. It will stand out because you are you. Your unique journey, your challenges, even your failures, that's what makes you interesting. AdComs aren't looking for perfect robots. They're looking for self-aware, resilient humans who have grown from their experience. Sharing a story about failure or struggle doesn't make you look weak. It shows humility, maturity, and the ability to grow, all key leadership traits. Think about the stories that truly shaped you. Maybe it wasn't a promotion, but a project that completely failed and what you learned from it. Maybe it was the challenge of training for a marathon, hitting a wall, but finding the strength to finish. The key is to connect the personal to the professional. Tell the story about that failed project if it taught you a lesson about resilience that you can now apply in your career. And let your real voice come through. Ditch the corporate jargon. You're passionate about something. Let that show. The goal is to make the admissions officer feel like they've actually met you. So to wrap up, the 3 fatal mistakes to avoid are listing the what without the so what, or without showing what you learned, writing a generic why our school essay that isn't deeply personal, and finally hiding your real, authentic, imperfect story. If you avoid these, you'll be miles ahead of the competition. But here's the thing, writing a killer essay is just one part of the process. Once you get that interview invite, you need to know exactly how to use your stories in real time. Because when they ask, tell me about a time you failed, or walk me through your resume, you need to know exactly which story to pull and how to adapt it on the fly. That's what I cover in my MBA interview prep video. I break down the exact framework I used to get into Cornell and how to turn your 3 core stories into answers for any question they throw at you. Check it out right here. It's the perfect next step. Remember, your resume gets you in the room. Your stories make them remember you after you leave. I'll see you in the next video.